Welcome back to Top 5 Auto Repairs. Today's topic, I'd like to discuss about bad engine block. For those that have been watching my channel for a while, you guys know that I like to start with the most common problems and work my way up to the hardest and least common problem. So basically this topic, we're going to discuss about the engine block. We're not going to talk about the top end of the engine. Basically everything that's happening is going to be on the lower end of the engine. So basically the first most common problem is going to be noise. So basically when the engine is giving out, it's going to give out some sort of noise that's going to be quite noticeable. So basically when your engine is giving out, it's going to make some sort of noise. So the most common noise that everybody's going to know is going to be a knocking noise. So basically a knocking noise is usually caused by rod knock, basically the bearings where it goes on the rod. And so basically that rod is giving out is going to cause increased clearance. And basically when the rod is traveling up and down, basically the rod and the piston is traveling up and down, it's going to create some sort of noise. It's going to start knocking against the cylinder wall. So basically you're going to have a rod knock. And if it's extremely completely worn, it's going to start making a striking noise. So basically it won't even make a knock noise anymore. It's going to be very loud striking noise, like metal hitting on metal. It's going to sound something like this. When you hear that type of noise, basically your engine is pretty much done. So the next common problem is going to be caused by bad main bearings. So basically that's the bearings that's on the crankshaft journal. So basically when that bearing goes out, it's going to make kind of like a clattering noise and kind of like a rod knock noise. It's like kind of like right in between. It's going to sound something like this. So basically that noise increases as engine RPM increases. Again, it's going to sound like if you hear that noise consistently, that's going to be bad main bearings. So the next common problem is going to be smoke emitting out of the exhaust. So basically it's going to be two types of smokes you're going to get. It's either going to be bluish or it's going to be white smoke. If you get a bluish type of smoke, that means that your engine is burning engine oil. And if you're getting white smoke, that means it's burning coolant. So if you got blue smoke emitting out of exhaust, that means your piston rings are bad, your cylinder walls are worn. So when that occurs, that's going to allow engine oil to seep past the oil rings and the piston and the compression rings, and it's going to cause it to burn inside the combustion chamber, and that's going to emit out of the exhaust. On top of that, if it's completely worn the cylinder wall together, you're also going to get some sort of knocking noise. So basically when the piston is traveling up and down in the cylinder, it's going to start to knock against the wall. It's going to make that noise as well. So basically if you're getting blue smoke coming out of the exhaust and you're getting some sort of a slapping noise or rod knock type of noise, that's going to be caused by bad piston rings and worn cylinder wall. So the next common problem is going to be white smoke coming to exhaust. When that happens, most likely it's going to be caused by bad head gasket. So basically when your head gasket is bad, it's going to allow coolant to go inside the combustion chamber and burn, and that's going to cause the exhaust to emit white smoke. It does not necessarily mean the head gasket is bad. It could also be caused by a warped engine block, especially when the aluminum block is much more prone to becoming warped when the engine overheats. So basically you got an aluminum block and engine overheat, there's a good chance that the head can be warped and the block can be warped as well. That's why it is important to use a straight edge and a filler gauge and check the clearance. And you want to make sure that if it exceeds a certain specification, you also need to get that engine block resurfaced along with the cylinder head. The next common problem is going to be caused by low compression. So basically, if your cylinder walls are worn and your piston rings are worn, it's basically going to allow compression to escape, therefore causing low compression. So when compression is low, it's going to cause an engine misfire. So basically what you're going to notice is a check engine light turning on and it's going to start to flash. On top of that, you're going to notice some sort of performance issue. For example, you're going to have low power, especially at all speed, due to low compression. In addition, if compression is extremely low, you're going to notice a lot of things. For example, it's going to be difficult to get your engine to start. You're also going to notice no start. And also, you're going to notice extremely weak acceleration when you're giving it gas. Those are all signs of low compression. So the next common problem that's somewhat common but not too common is going to be low oil pressure. So basically when your oil pressure light turn on, there's a good chance that you may have low engine oil pressure. So basically, the first thing you want to check is you want to make sure that the oil pressure sensor or switch is working properly. And that's working properly, and the gauge is working properly, the oil pressure gauge is working properly, there's a good chance that you may have low engine oil pressure. As always, it is important to confirm that you actually have low engine oil pressure. So first thing first, you need to get the specification for your vehicle, and next you want to get yourself a oil pressure gauge. So basically, you take this oil pressure gauge and you remove the oil pressure sensor, and you hook this right up. And basically, you want to check the engine oil pressure. If the specification is off, then you know that it's going to be caused by worn engine bearings. So basically, if the engine bearing is worn, it's going to cause low engine oil pressure. You're probably wondering, how can engine bearings or worn engine bearings can cause low oil pressure? So basically, oil pressure is created or built up between the squeezing action of the oil between the engine bearings. That squeezing action is what causes all the oil pressure to exist inside your basically your engine block. So the next common problem is going to be external coolant leaks or oil leaks. So basically, let's just say your engine blocks is bad, let's just say it's cracked somewhere. It's going to cause oil and coolant to leak externally. You could actually visibly see it leaking. So the next not so common problem is going to be a buildup of corrosion in the engine's block passages. So basically, if it's extremely corroded, it's going to make it hard for coolant to flow. And basically what's going to happen is that the engine will start to overheat. So the next problem is going to be bad engine block thread. You guys probably have never seen it or ever encountered it, but there are some really bad design out there where the thread on the engine block starts to go bad. So basically, this is where the head bolts go into. So basically what happens, the thread starts to wear out. All of a sudden, it's going to cause the head bolts to become loose, and eventually going to cause the head gasket to blow. So I've seen this happen before on some Toyota Camrys, Scion TC, some BMWs, and the only way to fix this is to drill a hole to make the hole bigger. And basically, you're going to have to use a kit called Heli-coil, and you're going to have to insert it. So that's the only way to fix it. So basically, that's probably the only way to save your engine block. Now the question you guys are probably wondering is that, does Heli-coil last? And the answer is yes, as long as you follow the instruction properly, you drill the hole properly, you insert the Heli-coil properly, it should just last as long, and it should stay and should not come apart or fall apart. So I probably left a thing or two out. I'm just so busy today just working, and there's so much interruption. But as always, thank you for watching. Subscribe to Top 5 Auto Repairs.